Hello, grade 7. This is our formative investigation. You're watching this because I am at home and will probably stay home for a few more days. Okay, so at the moment you should have your formative assessment paper so that you can go over and then check your work. If you have any question regarding about that, you can send me a Google chat. So before we start, because I'm going to introduce another way of justifying your suggestion or the rule that you're going to have. So let's go over the rule that we already did in the class, which is called the product rule. So just remember that if you have the same base, then all you have to do when you're multiplying with the same base, then add the exponents. Keep the base and add the exponents. If this is the case, then you just have to write the product rule. Okay, so let's get started. Looking at your paper, you're given a table and with the problems that are given, you have an example and then just you have to complete it and do the same thing for all the problems. So go and compare. You can actually stop the video so you can take a look at what's in there and then check your work. Okay, so here as well, I'd like to say you can go straight to the expanded form, the longest one, but it's even clearer if you expand it slowly. So for example, on the second line, you have 2 squared and you raise it to the third power. You expand it the first time, 2 squared multiplied by 2 squared and multiplied by 2 squared 3 times. So this gives a clearer representation of what the problem is. Okay, so from here, go compare. Okay, and then this is the level 1 and 2. And then on the second one, you are asked to describe on level 3 and 4 and also to suggest. So by looking at, while you're looking at your paper, if I'm doing it, I will see that in the table, I will notice that all problems have brackets. So that means that the way I see it is the powers are raised with exponents, and all of them from the first line until the end. The second thing that I have noticed is that all bases have only one term inside the brackets, and there are 2 exponents. One of them is inside the brackets and one is outside. And so I write that in the described portion. And then last, I write when the power is raised to the exponent. So then that means that I'm looking at the operation now. When the power is raised to an exponent, what happens is it seems like you only have to multiply the exponents and then you already simplify the expression. Okay, so by then, when I make my suggestion, I feel that the third one is the most important one, but I see all these 3 and all of them. Okay, so then I will use when the power is raised to an exponent, multiply the exponents. Okay. Then I keep that one and then I'm going to show that I'm verifying that when the power is raised to an exponent, then I just multiply the exponent. Okay, so the first example I did, or the first evidence that I'm providing, is that on the left hand side, I use the multiplication. There's one term inside the bracket, and then I multiply the 2 exponents, the inside and the outside. So 4 times 2, I have y to the 8th. On the right side, what I tried to do is use the expanded form. So the exponent outside the bracket tells me that I'm going to multiply y to the 4th 2 times. So I have written it there. But because I know the previous rule, which is called the product rule, what that says, when you are multiplying powers that have the same base, then keep the base and add the exponents, and I follow that. So I kept the base y and I added the exponents 4 plus 4, and then it's y to 8. So that means that multiplying the powers when it has brackets is the same as when you're using the product rule. So that means I have showed it in this way. The second evidence that I'm providing now, instead of using the variable, I use the numbers just because I would like to do a calculator use. So I expanded once again the way I did it on the first example. So I multiplied 3 raised to the third power, expanded it twice. So this is the first time here, and then the second set over here. So 3 times 3 times 3 is 27, and it's the same over here. So 27 times 27 is 729. On the other hand, I did the rule that I said is you have to multiply the exponent. So 3 times 2 is 6. Then I use the calculator 3, and I show my keys here. I press the key 3, and then the next one is the X with the box, and then I typed in 6, and then I press the key equal symbol, and it gave me 729, which is the same or equal to the 729 on the right side. That means that these are my 2 evidence, and so I am done with level 5 to 6. Okay, and then I move on. Remember that I'm going back just to say that these are not the only ways to provide evidence. We have used other evidence or other ways in the classroom. So you can also look at your notebook and add this, especially number 1, when I'm using or referring to the previous rule that we did in class. So that means that you can use, this is the same way that we did when you are doing your algebraic expression, when you are simplifying or solving equation. You provide the name of the rule that you are using. Okay. So now for the writing of the final rule, I'm just going to go straight to the real rule, which is called the power of a power rule. And it says if you're raising a power to an exponent, you multiply the exponents. So here is the formula, x to the m, and you need to have brackets. Okay, without the brackets, then that means it's not a power to an exponent. Okay, and so when it's written this way, then you multiply the exponents shown in here, and this is your power of a power rule. So go over and look at your investigation. I hope that you all got it. If not, then read your notes and then compare also and listen to this one more time. Okay, when you are done checking, okay, I'd like you to practice and apply the rule. So on your paper also, you are given these on the right side here, 1 to 5. So go check, use the rule. So we have a raised to 3 raised to the negative 4, and that should be applying the rule that we have. We multiply the exponents, so you have a to the negative 12. For number 2, should be 7 raised to 3p. Number 3 should be y raised to ab. And then number 4, 2x raised to x, that should be 2 raised to x squared. And then the last one, I'm sorry, I lacked 1 bracket. The brackets is not complete, but it should have been x plus y, the quantity or the sum of x plus y raised to the second power. When you're done checking, I'd like you to get your notebook and complete the practices that are given on the left side. Write it down in your notebook, and then I'll check the answers when I get back when I'm healthier. And after that, you have also the second page. Complete this one as well. I had done number 2 just to show you how you're going to show your process. In fact, I also did number 8, so there are only 6 that you need to do, but make sure that you are showing your work. Okay. Pause the video when you are looking at the problems so that you can complete all the problems. And the last one before you rest is also make sure, I know some of you are done, to complete 9 in the classroom. I did 3 for you, so you should be doing 6 on this page. Okay, if not, then that means I need to see 9. So 3 per column. So when you are done with this, you're again using the power of the product rule in here. Make sure that you also complete this page. So when you have completed everything, then you are done for this. Thank you very much for listening. Bye. I hope to see you soon.